What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 19 of our Pokemon Z walkthrough. In the previous episode, we kicked off Act 2 in the prison. It was an absolutely insane episode and my favorite in the game so far. We had an entire episode dedicated to breaking out of the prison along with our friend Ironface's help. We crafted materials together to get a Pokeball, we caught a Pokemon, and then Ironface trained us up to evolve our Pokemon into its final form, as well as learn Mega Evolution. So now we can Mega Evolve our Pokemon. So if you did miss the last episode, do go and give it a watch. We broke out of the prison and arrived back in Canva Town, where we changed out of our clothes back to our normal clothes. We also got our original Pokemon team back, and we just aged a whole bunch more. The only negative is that all of our friends think we are dead. We're going to have to try and find Crescento and Melia and let them know that we're still alive. Hopefully they are still on the right track and they're still well. We just received our little go-goat, which will allow us to now rock climb up and down the little cliff edges. So that is a major help, and we're pretty much along the route where we started off the game right in the beginning in the snowy area. We're going to try and reach the next town now that we can backtrack a bit further, but it is pretty cool that we're visiting the place where we started again. And now that we do have the go-goat, there is so many areas to explore, so we might have to go back to the beginning anyway and visit all the towns that we missed, because we can now surf and use rock climb. So we're going to reach a whole bunch of new areas and can pick up some new and exciting items. But we'll save that for another episode. Now we're just going to try and reach the next town. I really want to try and get another Regent badge. That will be awesome if we can do that in today's episode. Today's episode is a little bit longer than our usual videos, because I do want to try and keep like a complete quest in one video. Otherwise, it's just a bit all over the place. We've just encountered an ice-type Frostmoth, which is quite a rare Pokemon, an ice and bug type, so we did catch it and add it to our collection. And now we've just used our go-goat to climb all the way to the top of a mountain, and we've just found a burning cart, one of the carts that started us off in the game. We just found one on top of the hill there burning, so I don't know, there must have been some action around these parts. And now we have just found F3 on the floor, but he looks all dismantled and broken. So he asks us to go and look for a battery in one of those carts, and then he'll be able to operate again. So we're going to try and reach that broken cart, and we find the battery. Now we just have to go back down and give it to F3. There are a whole bunch of trainers here to battle, so we are battling some of them. Our Pokemon team are actually pretty highly leveled right now, so I don't think we need to train them too much. If there are any trainers that we can avoid, I will try and avoid them. But now we restored F3 with the battery, and we've just got his head pretty much. His whole body has been destroyed and dismantled, but he is functioning as a head. So we're going to take him with us, and hopefully we can get him repaired when we reach the next town. We've also just found a Mega Evolution Stone for Abominite. So now we can actually start using all these Mega Evolution Stones, which is a major accomplishment in this game. Now that we can Mega Evolve, that's going to give our team a massive little boost. If you've been looking for an ice Pokemon to add to your team, you do want to search these areas and try and find some of the cool ice types you might be looking for. But now we have finally arrived in the next town, which is Kyloud City, and it's a snowy area. It looks pretty cool. We're going to start off exploring it, and as we enter the first house, one of the local residents tell us about the Dark Tower. So I'm guessing there is a tower here for us to explore, and it sounds super creepy. I'm guessing that's going to be our first little quest in this video in Act 2 now that we are free from the prison. We have also just healed up our Pokemon, and we've been chatting to everyone in the Pokemon Center. And here in all the Pokemon centers, you will find a mug, and if you go and interact with it, you actually get gifted rare candies. So all the way from the beginning of the game, I think every Pokemon center has it, you will find the empty cup there. And if you just go and click on it a few times, you'll get a whole bunch of rare candies into your bag. So I didn't know that up until this point, but if you do know that in the beginning, it will save you a lot of training. However, I don't plan to use the rare candies. I do want to try and complete the game without them. I will just use the rare candies that I have picked up whilst playing. And here just north of the city, we have found another raid den. And here we have encountered a Hypno, but it's a shiny version. So I really wish we could catch it. A shiny Hypno would be incredible. But we are going to just try and knock it out and get another plate. We should get the psychic plates from Hypno. And yes, we get it's called a mind plate. So we're slowly accumulating a whole bunch of plates. Hopefully we can get all 18 of them, and then we can try and encounter and catch Arceus, the god of Pokemon. We continue exploring Cloud City, and we find the Dark Tower right on top of the hill. We then go down the bank where we find a really important item. It's the workers' clothes, and those are going to come in handy for the next little part. There's like a Airbnb hotel that we've got to go and sleep at, and someone was actually looking for the workers' clothes. So this is the building that you need to come to. And if you talk to the receptionist, she'll tell you that the room is upstairs and you can stay there the night. But when you go to sleep, you wake up in the middle of the night with this creepy sound, and you feel like you are not alone in the room. And if you've already picked up the workers' clothes, you will encounter this man of Seiko, this creepy guy, and we're going to battle him. His first Pokemon he has sent out is a level 65 Hypno. This monsterish guy is super creepy, but we knock out his first Pokemon, and now he sends out a Malamar, but then the battle ends and he traps us inside his sack. We wake up in the Dark Tower, which is really confusing, and F3's head pops out because we have still got it in our bag, and he gives us a bit of information. He says he'll be able to heal up our Pokemon if we need to, so we can just go back and find him. So I'm guessing now we have to try and work our way through the Dark Tower and try and find out what exactly is happening here. We make our way to the second floor, and here we find some instrument that needs a special code. So apparently someone in this room has the code for us. We're going to have to talk to all the people and see if we have any clues. This guy was also looking for some fluid, a special item. So we gave him the fluid and he gave us some information, but he can't remember the code. And when we try and head up north, the Boogeyman comes out and pushes us back. But when we gave that guy the dream fluid, he said if we can get the code right and play the music, then the Boogeyman will get distracted and we might be able to proceed up north. But now we're going to explore the rest of the Dark Tower. There are a whole bunch of Hypno here, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of sick or asleep people. We're going to try and avoid as many trainers as we can. There are also teleportation pads here, which will take you to different areas in the Dark Tower. It's kind of like a maze and really tricky. There are some confusing puzzles that we're going to have to try and complete as well. But now we're just going to try and find the teleportation pads that will take us to the right area. So we're just going to try and explore all the new routes. It looks like we have made our way back to where we were. So we've come out in a complete loop. This place is really like a maze. It's really confusing and it's tough to remember where we have explored and which teleportation pads we have used. But we find another guy to battle, so there is a new teleportation pad for us here. And this sends us to a room where a girl is sleeping. She says she's paralyzed by the Hypno and she needs some kind of medicine to wake up and be able to walk again. But she says it's on the upper floor of the tower. And now we enter another one of the rooms here where we find our old friend Lanto. And it looks like he's a bit crazy at the moment. He's lost it a bit. So I wonder if we're going to have to battle him or not. He's busy talking about Elka a lot. So it looks like he has lost his marbles a bit. But he deserves it, that's for sure. So it looks like we might actually not have to battle him, but he does tell us the secret code that we needed for that music player. So we're going to try and go back and use that code, and hopefully it works. The code is 2342, and then the music will start playing. So now when we try head up north and the boogeyman chases us back, he'll hear the music and then get distracted, and then hopefully we can battle him or get past him. So yes, it looks like it worked. The boogeyman is battling us. Hopefully we can knock him out for good. When we first battled him, we only defeated one of his Pokemon before he kidnapped us in his sack. But we knocked out his Hypno, and now he has sent out a Malamar. His Pokemon are pretty strong. It looks like his entire team is around level 65, so a little bit higher than a lot of my Pokemon, but he's only got 4 Pokemon on his team. We knock out Malamar, and now he has sent out Mashana, which we've also knocked out. And the Boogeyman's final Pokemon is Darkrai, the legendary Pokemon. So we've also got a Darkrai on our team, so we might end this battle with a Darkrai versus Darkrai battle. That will be quite epic to finish things off. Our Hypno is hanging in there. We've just sacrificed it to revive our Delphox. And now we have sent out our Darkrai, so we've put the other Darkrai to sleep, and hopefully that will do the trick. And yes, it looks like we've done it. There's only enough room for one Darkrai in this tower, and that's us, baby. We knocked out the Boogeyman, and our Hypno has just evolved into a Fobeto, which looks absolutely insane. Yes, that's right. In this game, Hypno does have an evolution. I wish they would make a real evolution for Hypno, but I'll take it. This fan game has made some amazing Fakemon evolutions. I must say, I can't wait to test out Fobeto. I don't particularly like the way it looks, but I am happy that they've given Hypno an evolution, because Hypno was always one of my favorite psychic types, but it just doesn't stand up well against some of the other strong psychic types. So if it did get another evolution, I think that would make it on par with some of the fan favorites. But now we've entered another part of the tower. And when you chat to this guy, each time he will give you a clue. So here he said counterclockwise, clockwise, and counterclockwise. So that's the way you've got to go around in these corridors. And if you do it correctly, that will take you to a new section. But it gets quite confusing because the whole area gets mirrored on the second stage. But eventually we did figure it out. And now we're going to go and see if he's here to try and complete another puzzle. But now there's a staircase going down, which there was never before. So we take the staircase down, and now we meet a new character, Hibis, as well as Myra, the traitor who got us locked in prison. So hopefully we can surprise Myra and show him that we are out of prison and we can knock him out, because he is the biggest traitor in the game so far. I can't believe he actually did that. And he told all of our friends that we were dead. We actually jumped to a little cutscene now of when Myra was growing up and he was a slave as a kid. As sad as his past might be, I still don't trust him and I still want to knock him out. The traitor, he deserves every KO that we give him. And Hibis might actually be the next Regent leader. I'm not sure, but he looks like he might be. Unfortunately, Myra disappears, so we aren't going to be able to battle him just yet. But now we can explore some of this area. It looks like there are a whole bunch of robot parts here. So now F3 can actually go onto one of the old parts and become a fully functioning body again. So he's going to be really happy that he can move around now. But when we head up north, we can then take on the next Regent leader, which is Hibis. So I think we best do that and try and earn another Regent badge. I am excited to test out our Pokemon and see if we are strong enough. or if we have to go and do some training. So Hibis has a full team of 5 Pokemon, and the first Pokemon he sends out is Sigalith, which is at level 66. We knock it out pretty easily. This next Pokemon was a Claydol and then also a Fobeto, but our Delphox is just knocking out everything. We just knocked out his Starmie as well, and we are already down to his final Pokemon, which is Malamar, and it's just Mega Evolved. So we have knocked out 4 of his Pokemon with 1 of ours, but Malamar is no joke. It's currently knocking out all the Pokemon on our team, so we're getting a taste of our own medicine. But I'm hoping we can knock it out. We've sent out Porygon, and Porygon's attacks are super effective. We hit it and knock it out after he uses a potion on it, and we have earned the Vision Badge. That was one of the easier Regent battles. I think we just had a good type setup against this specific Regent leader. But now that we've defeated him, he gives us a key as well. So now we can go and try and find Professor Olafia. Apparently, Professor is also kidnapped somewhere here. There is a door to the right where I think the professor's kidnapped in, and then on the left we found another tower key. So we enter the room and we think we find Professor Olafia, but then when we interact with it, it explodes. So it looks like it was some kind of trap that she set up, but then the real professor jumps out of her hiding place, and now we can talk to her. I think she's really confused. She also thought that we were dead, so she is really happy to see us now. And we catch up with her and let her know everything that we've been through. And after that, she gives us a bit of information on what's been happening in the outside world. She tells us about Chrysanto and Nelia. So wow, there's a lot for us to catch up on. We've been away in prison for a long time. I think it was like 3 to 5 years. I am really stoked that we got another Regent badge in today's episode as well. But now, whilst backtracking, we found a lever which we have pulled, and I want to try and find that girl that was stuck in one of the rooms who was paralyzed. She kind of looked like Misty, so if we can go and help her, that will finish things off in the tower. But now it's just to try and remember where she was, which is the tricky part. We have just spotted a Lanto, so I think it was in the room next door to Lanto, if I'm not mistaken. We hop on the teleportation pad, and yes, we find the girl. So it looks like we give her the soothing balm medicine, and now she's back up and moving. She tells us she's going to head over to Acrylic Town, so she's going to offer us some kind of service there. We might have to go and travel and see what she's selling or what service she is offering. But after that, I think we've pretty much completed everything that we need to in the tower. We just need to try and figure our way out of here now. So there are still a few people to battle and a few items to pick up, but I think we are near the end. We have found another door, and we're going to try and use that second tower key that we picked up. And here we find ourselves. So it looks like we're going to battle ourselves and our exact Pokemon team. I wasn't prepared for this at all, so you might want to save before you enter that door. I didn't save and I lost the battle the first time because my Pokemon weren't healed up either. But you might want to position your Pokemon so that you can defeat your opponent's same Pokemon. I definitely was not expecting to battle myself. This is probably going to be the toughest battle in the game just because my team is so goated. You do want to try and plan which Pokemon would be strong against some of your others, so do try and consider that. I know it's something that you probably haven't considered. What are the weaknesses and strengths in your own team? But we're doing fairly well. We're knocked out a lot of our Pokemon. We've got 2 Pokemon left. So we've just sent out Fobeto, who's knocked out Darkrai. And we've done it. We've defeated ourselves. And what do you know? Our Pokemon has just evolved. Our Marowak has evolved into Marowlia. So we've really got some amazing Pokemon in today's episode. We also got gifted 2 new Mega Stones. So this tower mission was definitely worthwhile. But that's all it's going to be. Thanks for watching.